Hello, my name is Rodney Tace and I'm a member of St. Philip's Church, Kenwood. Today I'll be speaking about our children and I'll be referring to them as learners throughout this talk. But more importantly, I'll be speaking about their education. I've identified 5 key areas which in my opinion we should be focusing our prayers on. These are in no order of any preference or priority or importance. The education sector is looking at a more collaborative, coordinated, public-private operational support plan where learners will be issued with handheld or other digital devices, especially to those learners that don't have any of these. We're looking at the likes of Vodacom and MTN and even Telkom coming on board and providing the necessary data free of charge that will enable these learners to access the internet. Then we need to be looking at our educators. Our educators are grappling with what is expected of them during this particular period, this lockdown period. They're also grappling with what is expected of them when they return. There's so much uncertainty that's prevailing at the moment. There's talk about the revised curriculum. There's talk about the revised school calendar. There's talk about a phasing in where grades 12 and grade 7 will be introduced to schools first. The rest of the grades will be introduced on a staggered phase to school. There's talk about scrapping of the exams. There's talk about not using school-based assessments. And this is sowing the seeds of confusion. Our educators are uncertain where they stand. We need our educators to be in a space where they are confident to ease our learners back into the school system, back into the curriculum. We then need to look at our school buildings. Our schools have become soft targets and hardly a day goes by when there's not a report of some form of vandalism or break-in that has taken place. We pray that when the learners return to school, that these institutions will still be serviceable and that the resources that they had are still available and usable. Then we need to be looking at the learners. There's 2 ends to the spectrum here. We have learners that are truly traumatized and stressed because they feel they've not covered sufficient material and work to be progressed or promoted to the next grade at the end of the year. Especially our matrics who feel that they will be unprepared and underprepared to tackle the final exams at the end of the year. We pray that our learners are imbued with resilience, that they will be able to focus on their lessons and their tasks. And finally, we need to look at the safety. Not only the safety of the learners, but the safety of the educators and other role players. Much has been advocated and advertised about staying at home and following the hygiene practices during this lockdown period. However, post-lockdown, many of our educators and learners and other role players will be using public transport. They're at great risk and will be exposed to the COVID-19 virus and are at risk, as I said, about contracting this particular disease. We pray that they will be diligent and follow the hygiene practices as advocated very, very diligently, that they maintain the social distancing, washing of their hands at every moment, etc. At this stage, we need to actively demonstrate that we love and care for our children.